What's good, everybody? Mellow Lemons here, coming at you with another Might and Magic Chess Royale video. Today, on July 21st, another balance patch was dropped, as well as a little message from the dev team to the community. Finally acknowledging the matchmaking difficulty and kind of saying a little bit about that. So let's go take a look at that and see what they have to say, see what kind of changes they've made, and see what we can expect going forward. So here we go. Let's scroll back up to the top here. July 21st, messages. So let's start out with the matchmaking. We've noticed and acknowledged the vast number of complaints regarding the increased match difficulty. To make it clear, our intention was not to make the game harder, and we are reviewing game data to identify where this comes from. We understand your frustration and ask that you bear with us, blah blah blah. So, the three main takeaway points from this little blurb is that they didn't intentionally make matchmaking difficult. They have no idea why it got so difficult, but they are looking into a solution, which is good. I'm kind of surprised it took them so long to say something about it, since it's been like the main issue for the community since the patch dropped, pretty much, the Mythical Quest patch. If you've been on their Twitter, if you've been on their Discord or the subreddit, then you will have seen the multitude of posts saying that people are quitting because of this, or saying that it's just so unfair they're losing trophies, etc., etc., and they're totally justified. Totally justified. When the Mythical Quest update hit, lost a bunch of games. I was facing like level 10 and up epic heroes when mine are only level 3 and 4. Facing like level 20 plus uncommon heroes when mine are level 12 and 13. So there definitely is an issue there, and games are definitely just 100% unwinnable if you get an unlucky matchup. Usually I'm not one to complain about like the pay-to-win aspects of the game, but it definitely goes hand in hand with this problem. If there was no such thing as hero levels that directly impacted your unit's stats, then this would not be an issue. Everybody would be on a level playing field all the time, and this matchmaking inequality would not be happening. But there is the hero level aspect to the game, which means mistakes like this can happen, and it affects everybody playing the game. So hopefully they can solve this issue soon going forward and kind of salvage the community, like what little community there is left. Between the Heroes pay-to-win update and this issue, a lot of the community has become fed up with the game, which is definitely sad to see. Like, the game only came out in January, so there's lots of changes to be made still, hopefully for the better. But there also has to be enough of a community willing to put up with all this until it gets better. And if there isn't, then the game's just going to fizzle out and die before it can evolve into something better. So hopefully they can get all this stuff under control soon before the game dies, because I, for one, really enjoy playing, but like the bot inequality is just like magnifying the pay-to-win aspect of the game, and it's making the whole game look terrible. So hopefully they can kind of win back the community and then get new players coming back. Moving on, we're also keeping an eye on the feedback about quests. And we thank you for the many interesting suggestions you've shared with us about difficulty, variety, and quality of life, etc. This is another big deal. The game sorely needed quests. Pretty much any game you play these days are going to have like daily and weekly quests to do, so that you keep coming back and so that you have small goals to achieve every day. So the quests were definitely needed, and it's definitely an improvement. Some of the quests are a little ridiculous though, mostly in part due to the bot match, like the matchmaking inequality. So when you have quests like win 10 rounds with Shiva, usually like it doesn't sound too hard, right? until you're getting steamrolled by bots so many levels higher than you, and Shiva's like your worst leveled hero. So then how are you ever going to win a round with her? I played 7 or 8 games today and got 3 wins with Shiva. Maybe it's because I suck. Maybe it's because of the matchmaking. Maybe it's a bit of both. Who am I to say? But when you have quests that matter, like where winning matters, then you have to have a level playing field, or else it's just going to feel unobtainable, and people are just going to forget about it. You have quests no one wants to do, so no one's like, you made this big change to try and get people to get more gems and more sewer medals, but no one wants to do it because they're hard to do. So the whole quest thing kind of falls flat on its face because of it. And this third point here, we've encountered difficulties with macOS version of the game. We apologize. Blah blah blah. We're ensured Mac OS players can keep playing with all the content up to July 7th update. So, in case you guys don't know, the Mythical Quest update came out last Wednesday on the 15th, I believe. So, these guys, if you're on Mac OS, you don't even have the new update yet. You don't have the 3 new units. You don't have the new synergies. Or synergy, sorry. You don't have all those balancing changes they made in that patch. You don't have the quests. None of it. And then you don't have this balance change either. So if you're on macOS, it definitely feels bad right now. On one hand, I'm surprised that Ubisoft is having these issues. On the other hand, I'm sure that like the team they have taking care of this game is probably so small that they don't really care. Like, it's not like they're losing a bunch of money by having this game not working on Mac because there isn't a big community in the first place. So it's kind of like not a huge issue for Ubisoft as a whole. But the few programmers that have to work on it are suffering, I'm sure. So Season 4 has started. Secret Roots of Ryland, Yogg from last season can now be found in chests. They've made a little bit of a change to how easily you can obtain this new hero. Instead of waiting till 7,000 plus trophies, you can now get it at 4.1 thousand trophies, and you will unlock Ryland shards as you climb up the ladder, giving you the chance to obtain more shards and level him up organically that way. Which I guess is kind of nice. He seems like a pretty decent hero. I just unlocked him today after playing, so I'll have to test him out. He's going to be a low level, which means I'm not going to win any games, especially with the bot matchmaking being what it is. But we're gonna lose a few trophies playing him anyway, just to get a feel for his power and his ability. So on to the units, onto the unit buffs and nerfs. Battledorf has a damage increase and an added block chance from 0% to 10%. So this is important. Why is this important? Because there are spells that affect battle chance, but you cannot see a unit's battle chance or block chance, sorry, in the game. So if you go to the guide and look at a specific unit, block chance is not mentioned. When you're in a game, I don't think there's any easy indication that an attack has been blocked. So this is kind of like their first, their first time acknowledging that block chance is the stat that units have, and it's only on the Battledorf that it's mentioned. No other unit in these patch notes, it doesn't mention a block chance. So are all the block chances 0% by default, and just the Battledorf now has 10%? Or, we don't know how significant this change is because we don't know what other units have for a block chance. So it seems kind of weird to add this in here for one unit and then leave us hanging for all of the other ones. So we'll have to see if, what happens there. Lava Elemental, the ultimate damage has increased by 200, 400, and 600. Cyclops also had a damage increase. Centaur also had a damage increase. The only nerf for units this patch is the Druid, which has not a very substantial nerf, but it is a common unit, so it didn't have substantial stats in the first place. Synergies, the Haven synergy has been buffed. The level 1 effect is now raised from 1 second to 2 seconds. I think that's a pretty good change to make. At 1 second, it was barely noticeable that you even had the synergy active, and you were kind of only, like, you kind of just went for the for the level 2 effect, because the level 1 effect is pretty much useless. So now that it's 2 seconds, hopefully it becomes a bit more impactful throughout your games. Maybe it'll push a few more people to go towards the Haven synergy, and we'll see if that affects the meta at all. Spells. Tidal Wave has been nerfed. Not by a whole lot, just by 50 damage per level. But I always liked Tidal Wave. It always felt strong when I used it. Maybe it's only because I'm playing against bots that leave all their units in the back row, but either way, it always felt like a strong spell to me. So I'm not surprised that it got nerfed. It was like a pretty tame nerf though, so we'll see if that is effective as they want it to be. Some fixed issues on iOS and Android. They fixed some shop errors. Okay. I'm sure there's many of you out there that actually play on iOS and Android, so this is important to you. I play on PC only, so I wouldn't have noticed. Speaking of the shop on PC though, hopefully they can bring some deals to our shop, because there aren't any. And even a few days before Season 3 ended, like when I first logged in, there was a pop-up for like a YOG deal, but when I went into the shop, it wasn't there. So I'm not sure if that was only meant for mobile users, or if it was supposed to appear in the PC shop, but it didn't. But it'd be nice if PC users also had a chance at deals. Yeah. So apart from that, the Might and Magic Chess Royale team also tweeted this. So over the since the new Mythical Quest update has dropped, they've been gathering some stats. So the top units that appear in compositions that win matches, like earn top 1, the top units in those compositions are Vampire at 20.5%, the Lich at 19.4%, and the Bone Dragon at 15.5%. What do all these have in common? They are Necropolis units. If we look at the top final synergies, we have Necropolis at only 9%, Mythical at 11%, and Dragon at 23%. I'm not super surprised. Dragon synergy has always been really good. And it only takes 1 dragon to fill it out. So I'm actually surprised this number isn't higher, because I feel like you should probably have a dragon in pretty much all your army compositions anyway. There's a dragon that matches, you can fit a dragon into any comp, so why would you not have one? I feel like it's such a good synergy that you want to be making use of it. Mythical is the new synergy. Everybody's trying it. Everybody wants to see if it's good, if it's bad. Playing new units. So I'm not surprised Mythical is seeing an 11% win rate, being like the top synergy. And then Necropolis, also just it's been a good synergy. It will remain to be a good synergy probably. We'll see if this changes at all over the next few weeks. Maybe people will stop playing so much Mythical once the meta settles down and people have stopped hyping it up. We'll have to see. But so far, if you want to win matches, try these synergies, try these units. You might have better luck than you're having. So that is the end of the patch notes for July 21st. That is the end of their little teaser for how much, what's winning and not what isn't, but what's winning. So yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you guys watching. Please leave a like and a subscribe if you like seeing this Might and Magic Chess Royale content. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter so that I can keep doing this more regularly. Yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Have a good week. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Stay safe.